Hey guys, welcome back to Fantasy Tip. My name is Julian, and in today's episode, we're going to be looking at the weekend for week 18 of the fantasy hockey season. We're going to be looking at players that you can pick up to salvage your week if you're losing, or to maintain your lead if you're winning. As usual, the first section of the video is going to be players that you can pick up for Friday, Saturday, then Friday, Sunday, then Saturday, Sunday. And then we're going to look at defensemen, and then we're going to look at the categories league section of the video, and we're going to look at individual categories of shots on goal, blocks, hits, and face-off wins. Before we get started, guys, please leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and follow me on Twitter at FantasyTip. I'm constantly posting there, and I believe that I will tweet out goalies that you should consider streaming this weekend as well. Now let's jump right into the content, and let's jump right into the schedule for this weekend. So as you can see here, there are 12 teams playing on Friday, 20 on Saturday, and 16 on Sunday. Now, what you're going to do is look at your lineup. Do you have room for forwards on Friday and Saturday? If so, you're going to want to look at the next part of this video that I have. Those are forwards to stream for Friday and Saturday, if not Friday and Sunday, and then Saturday and Sunday I have sections for all of those. Let's jump into teams that are playing on Friday and Saturday. And there are only 3 teams that play both Friday and Saturday. Those teams are Colorado, LA, and Vegas. If you want to stream a player from those teams, the number one guy to stream is Adrian Kempe of the Los Angeles Kings. Plays top line and top power play with Anze Kopitar. Was an all-star this year, and there's not much more to say, guys. He's been producing all year long. He's actually quite hot right now. Definitely the number one pickup. And number 2 is Chandler Stevenson. He was potentially going to be a drop, but now he's playing on the top line with Jack Eichel and Max Pacioretty. That's a really great place to be. He should also gain right wing eligibility soon, and he managed a couple points last game, so he's definitely back on track. Then I have Victor Arvidsson of the LA Kings, second line with Danault and Trevor Moore, and he's someone who shoots the puck a lot, which gives you a very safe floor, and he's been producing all year round. Definitely like Victor Arvidsson as an ad. Then I have Valeri Nichushkin, who plays second line with Nazem Kadri and Andrei Burakovsky. We all know how good Kadri's been all year round, so Valeri Nichushkin, a pretty safe pickup. Philip Danault is the next guy at 18% rostered, along with Trevor Moore, 11% rostered. They both play alongside Victor Arvidsson on the second line, and they've been quite good this year. And then I have Alex Iafallo, who's kind of cold right now, but does still play top line, top power play with Anze Kopitar and Adrian Kempe, and therefore the opportunity to put up points is definitely there. And then I have Riley Smith and William Karlsson of the Vegas Golden Knights. They play on the second line alongside Jonathan Marchessault, so they get a decent amount of power play time as well, and therefore they're not my favorite ads, but they're definitely decent options. And then I have Dustin Brown, who gets to play on the top power play, but only on the third line. So yeah, he definitely does have some upside, but it's a little bit limited. And then I have Nicolas Roy, who centers the third line with Evgeny Dadonov and Matthias Janmark. Not a terrible place to be. Obviously, third line is not going to produce that often, but if you desperately need a pickup, Roy is an option. Then I have Newhook and Comfer, who man the third line in Colorado. Not terrible options either, but again, third line, temper your expectations. Then I have Evgeny Dadonov, who's also on the third line with Nicolas Roy, which I already mentioned, and he's really ice cold right now, so definitely temper your expectations if you pick up Dadonov. And last but not least, I have Andreas Athanasiou, only 2% rostered. Plays on the third line in LA, gets a little bit of second power play time, but he gives you a nice floor with shots on goal, so that's why he's not the worst option. Now, if you want to pick up players that play both Friday and Sunday, there are actually quite a few teams that meet those criteria. Those teams are Anaheim, Arizona, Buffalo, Carolina, Chicago, Columbus, St. Louis, and Winnipeg. The number one guy that I would stream from those teams for this weekend is Alex Tuch. 50% rostered, and he's been a top tier player ever since he became healthy. He's actually been insane. Look at his stats, guys. He's measuring up to some of the absolute elite players in the league right now, the way he's playing, and he should be owned in more than 50% of leagues. If you're grabbing him to stream for this weekend, Friday, Sunday, I suggest that you add him long term. Alex Tuch is definitely the number one guy. Then I have Boone Jenner of the Columbus Blue Jackets, who's also insanely hot right now, playing with the blazing hot Patrick Laine on that top line and top power play. Definitely an amazing ad. Then I have Tage Thompson and Jeff Skinner, who play top line and top power play in Buffalo with Alex Tuch. Both really good ads as well. Then I have Clayton Keller of the Arizona Coyotes, playing really, really good all year round. So definitely a solid ad. Definitely been Arizona's best player this year so far. Then I have Jakub Voracek, who on the year has kind of been underwhelming, but is playing right now on the top line and top power play with Jenner and Patrick Laine, who are scorching hot, and Voracek's been quite hot as well. Has a point in 7 of his last 8 games. That's pretty good. And then I have Oliver Bjorkstrand, who plays on the top power play with Voracek, with Jenner, and with Line, and he's been relatively hot lately as well, so definitely not a bad ad. Then I have Trevor Zegras of the Anaheim Ducks, who's starting to heat up again right now. He's playing on a line with Raquel and Henrique, and that's a pretty good line right now, and they're quite hot. Then I have Robert Thomas of the St. Louis Blues playing on a line with Buchnevich and with Tarasenko, and that's a really good line. Because he's got such good line mates, he's really hot right now. Definitely add him and stream him while he's hot. Definitely a good idea. Then I have Ricard Raquel, who's playing, like I already said, with Zegras and with Henrique, and that line is doing pretty good right now. I have David Perron of the St. Louis Blues, who's been definitely really underwhelming this year, but he's getting an opportunity right now on the top line with Ryan O'Reilly, as well as the top power play. So I see him potentially heating up now, and I think he makes for a pretty decent ad for this weekend. Then I have Lawson Krause of the Arizona Coyotes, plays on the second line with Phil Kessel, as well as the power play. And he also offers you a pretty safe floor every single night because he does hit and shoot the puck a decent amount, making him a pretty solid ad. Then I have Adam Henrique, who I already mentioned a couple times, plays with Raquel and Zegras on that line. That's pretty hot right now, so definitely a solid ad. Then I have Kyle Okposo, assuming that he's done battling that illness that he has that's not COVID related. He should be back in the lineup and makes for a pretty solid ad. Does only play on the third line, but has managed to produce all year anyway. Then I have Nino Niederreiter playing on that third line with Jordan Staal, but is relatively hot lately, so I don't mind adding him. Then I have Sonny Milano, who plays on the top line with Ryan Getzlaf and Troy Terry. He makes for a pretty good ad right now, too, because he's been relatively hot. Now, if you want to stream forward for Saturday and Sunday games, there are 5 teams that play both Saturday and Sunday. Those teams are Edmonton, the Islanders, the Rangers, Pittsburgh, and San Jose. Number one guy I would stream from those teams is Jeff Carter of the Pittsburgh Penguins. He's been pretty solid all year, and he's playing right now with Evgeny Malkin on the second line. Can't go wrong there. Then I have Brock Nelson of the New York Islanders, who's been pretty hot lately, so definitely a pretty solid ad. Then I have Kyle Palmieri of the New York Islanders, and he has 4 goals in his last 4 games. So he come back from injury. Maybe he's looking better now. He's playing on the top line with Barzal, so it's a pretty good place to be. And as long as he stays hot, he's someone that I'm definitely streaming. Got my brand new New York Islanders jersey right behind me, so definitely repping some Islanders in this video. Then I have Alex Barabanov of the San Jose Sharks, and he's playing on the top line with Hertl and Meyer, so definitely a good place to be. He's also getting top power play time, so definitely a solid streamer. Then I have Oliver Wahlstrom, who as of this recording is injured, but should be back for this weekend. So that's why I got him in this video. He likes to shoot the puck, and he's got a nasty shot. So he's definitely someone who can contribute to your team. Then I have Evan Rodriguez of the Pittsburgh Penguins, who's pretty cold right now. But just given how good he was earlier in the season, I can't keep him off this list. He is their third line center and definitely could pop a point or two in the 2 games Saturday and Sunday. Then I have Anders Lee and Parise. And Parise is playing on the top line with Barzal and Palmieri, who's pretty hot right now. And then Anders Lee is playing on the third line with Pajot. Lee's kind of been super disappointing all year, so definitely not my favorite option, but he's still an option. Then I have Alexi Lafreniere, who's playing on the top line right now with Zibanejad and with Chris Kreider, so definitely getting a good opportunity to put up points there. Maybe you'll finally catch him on an on night. Then I have Ryan McLeod and Kyler Yamamoto of the Edmonton Oilers, and McLeod is playing on the top line with Connor McDavid with Puljujarvi out, and Yamamoto is playing on the second line with Leon Draisaitl. Just that alone makes them relatively valuable right now, and McLeod's actually kind of hot right now, and so is Yamamoto. Then I have Barclay Goodrow, who's actually playing on the fourth line in New York, but always gives you a relatively safe floor with his peripherals. Then I have Kiefer Bellows of the New York Islanders, and because Brock Nelson is so hot, Bellows has been putting some points up because he plays on his line with Beauvillier and Nelson. Then I have Danton Heinen of the Pittsburgh Penguins, plays on the second line alongside Carter and Malkin, so there's definitely some upside for points there. And then as of here, it's kind of not the greatest streamers in the world, but if you're desperate, Balsers and Zingle play on the second line with Logan Couture. Definitely a little bit of upside there to put up some points. Then Kasperi Kapanen plays on the third line with ice cold Evan Rodriguez, but maybe they'll turn it around. Kapanen always pops off randomly, so maybe you'll get an on night for him. And then last but not least, have Warren Fogle of the Edmonton Oilers, plays on the third line with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Had a little bit of a nice 3-game point streak, but he's only getting like 10-11 minutes a night, which is not great, so definitely not my favorite option. Jumping into defensemen you can stream now, and the number one guy to grab is Noah Dobson of the New York Islanders. He blocks shots, he shoots the puck a lot, plays top power play, and has been really good since coming back from that injury. Then I have Josh Morrissey of the Winnipeg Jets playing top power play right now and is really, really hot. Then Evan Bouchard, who plays top power play in Edmonton with the likes of Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl. That's a pretty great place to be. Then I have Shane Gostisbehere, who plays top power play in Arizona. Obviously not the best team in the world, but some pretty good players there like Clayton Keller. And therefore, manning the top power play is still a pretty good place to be. And then Colton Parayko of the St. Louis Blues puts up some decent peripherals and will put up a point every now and then. Jacob Chychrun, who shoots the puck like a crazy man, and he'll also put up a point now and then. And then I have Matt Roy of the Los Angeles Kings, who is basically just good for peripherals, will also put up a point every 3 games or so. Then I have Cam Fowler, who's been putting up points. His peripherals are not quite as plentiful as Matt was, but they're definitely still there. Then Brendan Dillon, who's basically just a peripheral guy. Gavrikov and Peak, guys who are mostly just peripherals as well, though Gavrikov will put up a point every now and then. Peak has been blocking a lot lately, which is why I have him there. Then I have Connor Murphy, who's really good for shots and blocks. Then Braden McNabb, who's also really good for peripherals, blocks, shots, and even some hits. And then Mario Ferraro, really great for hits and blocks. And Ryan Pulock, who's also mostly also a peripheral guy for blocks. Jumping into the categories league section of the video now, and first we're going to talk about guys who can get you some shots on goal in case you're really close in that category and you want to make sure that you win that category. The number one guy to stream is Victor Arvidsson. He shoots the puck 3.8 times per game. So over the 2 games that you'll have him for, he'll probably get you 7 or 8 shots, which is really, really good, and definitely someone who can help you in that category. Then Alex Tuch is the next best guy to grab, who shoots 3.3 times per game. Tage Thompson, 3.1. Jeff Skinner, 3.1. Jacob Chychrun, 3.1 as well. And Jeff Carter, 3.1. And then some lower owned options. Not the next best options, but I put them there because they're a little bit lower owned. Rickard Rakell shoots 2.8 times per game, only 12% rostered. And Noah Gregor shoots 2.7 times per game and is 0% rostered. If you need blocks, the number one guy to grab is Mario Ferraro, who blocks 2.7 times per game. Calvin DeHaan, Connor Murphy, Braden McNabb block 2.6 times per game. Then Ryan Pulock 2.5, Colton Parayko 2.4, and Jake McCabe 2.3 blocks. If you stream any of these guys, you'll probably get between 4 and 5 blocks over 2 games, which can definitely help. And if you need hits, the number one guy to grab is Markus Niemelainen, although his sample size is a little bit smaller. So if you want a safer bet, it's Ryan Reeves, who hits 4.2 times per game, although Niemelainen so far, only a short sample size, has been hitting 4.4 times per game. Then Cal Clutterbuck with 4.1, Nikolai Deslauriers with 3.6, and Zach Aston Reese of the Pittsburgh Penguins with 3.5. And if you need faceoff wins, the number one guy to grab is Boone Jenner, who wins almost 11 faceoffs per game, which is absolutely crazy. So for 2 games, he'll win you between 20 and 22 faceoffs, which is really, really great. And then Ryan Getzlaf wins 10 per game. Stahl, 9.7. JG Pajot, 9.4. Philip Danault, 8.5. Dylan Strome, 8.3. William Karlsson, 8.2. Robert Thomas, 7.6. And Sean Corrali, 7.5. One thing to note is that Dylan Strome's numbers don't represent his entire season because he wasn't always playing center. But over his last 16 games, he has been averaging that 8.3 that you see there. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. Please leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Hope you guys enjoyed the content today. And I'll catch you in the next episode of Fantasy Tipped.